Hello. It is the evening in Åland Islands. The 8th of November 2024, years since the birth of Jesus, that we had the final result, but it wasn't actually today. But the results are in of the election in the US, and Donald Trump won. Everybody has been talking about it because it's kind of unbelievable what's going on over there right now. It is just not very professional in any sense. It's just it's chaotic. It's chaotic over there, but it's actually chaotic. The world is being chaotic right now, all over the place. We don't know where we're going and how we should solve our current problems with the climate, with the mainly the climate. Actually, it's mainly the climate. We have so many people that's just denying it and becoming more and more and going more deeply into the cognitive dissonances. They don't believe in science at all at this point. And then we have some people that just going with the science really heavily, but they are also very extreme and not being critical. And yeah, I mean, it was kind of obvious that Trump would win. Like he had definitely had a high chance, in my opinion, of winning in comparison to Kamala Harris. Because Kamala Harris, she came in late, number one, and it's just a number of different things. I could get into why, but I think that it's gonna just bring up a bunch of problems, The male versus female debate is raging on, and we're not agreeing to anything at this point. It kind of seems. Of course we do, but people are grouping up. I mean, when you get face to face with people, that's a different story. But it is when you get on the internet that you see people talking many times anonymously, and they don't want to take responsibility for what they're saying, and they're just going in a loop and justifies everything they're saying by any means necessary. They don't have like basic humble humility, basic humility on the internet, that is, because on the internet there is no consequences. Not really, not to most people saying just random stuff. But thing is, some things that supposed to be like, it's supposed to be harmless, it's actually not that harmless. For example, let's just say that you decided to drink too much tonight. You ended up in an accident that made you crippled. You could say it's not a big deal to drink, but when something goes wrong for a certain individual, then it really goes wrong. It could really go wrong, really, really wrong. Drinking is acceptable and everything, but it's the same thing. You can't say that drinking is not okay. It is okay in the same way that it's okay to say certain stuff on the internet. But if the wrong person reads it, that's where you're that's the dangerous part, and people don't think about that at all because they're so far removed, and they don't have that kind of humility and love. Actually, it's love. Actually, they don't have love for other people that they don't know. Anyways, Donald Trump won, and I would say, yeah, it was kind of obvious because there is several different reasons. It's not just only the problem with Kamala Harris. It is a problem with just people being just not being reasonable and just wanting everything and not listening to each other. And I would still say that there's a huge issues that Donald Trump is tackling that is current issues, but the other side, Kamala Harris side, it doesn't seem like they have a solution. They basically have this solution that's let's just keep going. But that doesn't work. That's not gonna work. At the same time, Donald Trump has the Donald Trump side of the thing is he has his issues also with the same kind of idea, like with just let's just keep going. For example, with the gender stuff, the religious stuff, the environmental stuff. They have like they have an approach that's like, we had it before, let's just keep going as it was. It's been like we did it for 100 years, we can do it for 100 more years. And but that's just not the situation we're in right now, in that situation. And then we have on the other side, on the Kamala Harris side of things, is that they have this issue with the crime rates, the immigration. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna take care of these people? Because we don't have the love, right? And we don't have the time. People don't have time. We are so caught up on social media and other kind of media, on our technology. When a person comes into your country that's actually a refugee, they need a person to person thing going on. They need one person to help that person. You can't just give them a sheet of paper, or give them money and think that they're gonna solve this problem. They came from a problem area. They don't have any solutions. The only thing they want is help. And you need person to person contact for that to happen. Now, of course, they're gonna be happy just getting away from that situation, but when you're not willing to help, you're just willing to give them some money and give them a piece of paper saying, hey, here's the rules, you go there, go here, and do it all yourself. That's not going to work. It doesn't matter how much money you give them, you need to have a real friend coming to help you into the country, to assimilate, as they want to say. You need to assimilate them as an individual. You as an individual living in the country, being a citizen, you need to go and assimilate them. They can't just come in to the country and just automatically assimilate themselves, because they're not from here. They're not from there, wherever you are. So that's the problem right there. But now, this is an important point right here. Donald Trump is an absolute liar. An absolute. He is just such a liar. He's a crazy liar, a cheater, and he's so disrespectful and very, I would say, he's not cautious. How could you see this? He's irresponsible, I would say, maybe, with how he's talking and what he's doing. He doesn't realize that when the spark ignites the fire, that it just needs to get to that energy barrier. Then it's all gonna go by itself, like a chain reaction. You can't just talk and talk and talk crazy stuff and think that nothing has happened yet, so it's okay. When it happens, it's gonna happen really bad. And we already saw that stuff is starting to happen. 2 assassination attempts were made on him. One got very extremely close. I mean, it's a difference just a couple of centimeters, and he could have died. And then we have one attempt that didn't go to completion. He didn't get near or was able to execute it. We was stopped before. And we need to check up on what Donald Trump said, because now he's the president again. It's time to hold him accountable. And remember this: there is a war going on between Ukraine and Russia. Donald Trump said before he steps into office, he's going to resolve this conflict. He's going to stop this war before he even gets sworn in to office. So let's see if Donald Trump is able to stop this conflict in between Ukraine and Russia, stop this war before he gets sworn into office. Let's see, because he promised that. He promised. As a man, you need to hold your promises, hold your words. And if you don't, you need to step back. You need to get humble. You need to accept that you are wrong and you did wrong, and ask forgiveness. Apologize. That's what you need to do. You can't just talk mad crazy stuff and blame on everything else, everything other person. That's what a man does. Okay? That is what a man does, okay? We take responsibility and we don't blame others. That's why when you get someone pregnant, yes, you get someone pregnant, you man, you need to take responsibility for what happens after that. You can't go in and start doing stuff to change her pregnancy. That's human. That's just what a man is supposed to do. When you start going in saying, you know what, actually, we can start changing this reaction that you started, because that reaction would not happen without you. You know how it is. You know how it is if you're a man. You know what I'm saying. It would not start. Nothing even starts without you. So you know that. Anyways, let's see if Trump does what he said he should do. He would do. Stop the war in Ukraine before he gets sworn into office. And I think he actually also promised to stop the war between Israel and Palestine as well. I'm not entirely sure what he said about that, but he said something in the lines of, I'm going to resolve that conflict. Not before he gets sworn into office, I don't think he said that, but he said it about Russia and Ukraine. So let's see about that. Let's see about that. And on the conflict of Israel and Palestine, if you want to talk about that, I can make another video about that as well. Get the conversation started. I'm not gonna take it in this video. Anyways, see you guys. Have a nice one.